Hi, good day everyone. I am Jillian Dragama Torres. Me, together with my group mates, we are coming from Group G and we are tasked to discuss the 8 elements of the story. But before anything else, I would like to introduce my group mates. By the way, I am Jillian Dragama Torres and my group mates are Miss Lisa Kisay Sugabo, Miss Geraldine Bastibado, and Miss Lisel Kinkit. So that's my group mates. By the way, the 8 elements of the story are character, setting, plot, conflict, theme, point of view, tone, and style. So it is said that the elements of the story are the backbone of a good novel or a story. So if you know the elements of the story, then you can now write and analyze the story effectively. So before anything else guys, before we proceed, I am going to discuss the first element of the story, which is setting. Then the consecutive elements will be discussed by my group mates. So here we go. Let us define what is a setting. What is a setting? Let us now define setting. The first of the story elements is the story setting. All stories have a setting. The setting includes the time and the place where the story takes place. There may be just one story setting, such as that only takes place in a single room or in a house. Or there may be many different settings spanning many locations and times, such as stories that span generations or have been characters who travel the globe. For example, I am going to make a story about my life. Then, I am a traveler. Possibly, the setting takes different places. Example, this week I'll be going to Japan. That's a different story. On the second week, I'll be going to America. And another thing, I'll be going to Australia, Spain. Every place takes a different story. Then the setting of my life story takes different places and locations around the globe. So now we have the so-called common setting considerations, and these are time, place, and alternative reality. In regards to time, stories can be set in past, present, future, or mix of both. Back to the Future, which is a story, it uses all 3 settings. Example, Marty McFly travels back and forward in time, capturing the audience imagination as settings and time zones change from scene to scene. Authors also need to create compelling place-based setting in the story. Things to consider when looking at the sense of a place in a novel or a short story. It includes the following. So here is my table. So story setting, under it we have the country or the nation. Then on the other column is the explanation. So under the country and nation or nation, which nation, if any, will form the backdrop of your story. If it is a fantasy story, so you may be able to create your own magical land, or you are going to create the place, you will name the place as Wonderland, Mushroom Paradise. So it depends upon you as long as you have a setting. Next is urban or suburban or rural. Will your story take place in a city or the suburbs, or they somewhere more remote? That's it. So another thing is backside, mountainous, or other. Will the sea feature prominently in your story? So if it is in the seashore or along the sea, the water, Or perhaps the story will be set in the mountains. So, in the forest, in a sugarcane plantation. If your character is traveling, perhaps they will move through many different landscapes such as the Lord of the Rings. Do you know the story of the Lord of the Rings? So, the characters are moving from different landscape, exploring different the settings